Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing really well. Today we're going to be taking a look at the final regional that is happening in North America in a few days time at the time of recording and posting this. We're going to be taking a look at every single team, every single player and their kind of strengths, weaknesses in specific matchups, and talking a little bit about everyone in general and predicting these matchups and what that means for who is going to make the major, because it's really all to play for still. NRG are qualified out of this region so far, and then a lot of teams are quite close together. You've got Ultimates up next in a pretty comfortable spot, and Complexity, I would say, in a comfortable spot too. That fourth spot most likely is going to be up for grabs, and yeah, we're gonna look at, in my predictions, who's going to qualify out of this region. Now, of course, as always, massive shout out to Cody. His link is going to be in the description for his Twitter. He makes these spreadsheets and he's done a fantastic job all split. So make sure you guys go and give him some support over on Twitter. Okay, we're going to start off with Group A. If you guys don't know, Team Evo actually didn't qualify out of North America for this final regional. They were sitting with 10 points, tied for 6th place overall, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that's a massive upset. So similar to Regional 2, we have an upset. Regional 2, Space Station didn't qualify. In this one, Team Evo didn't. They went 1-3 actually, so not even that close to qualifying. Bit of a disappointing result there. Complexity versus Lotus 8 for Group A in the round 1. This is a simple 3-0. Lotus 8 is Ren, Wellis, and Nitrous. Now, they have had some decent results here and there over the last couple of qualifiers. Sorry. The police aren't being very considerate of my YouTube video. I'm sure they've got more important things to worry about, but yeah, sorry about that. It might have been an ambulance actually, I don't know. But 3-0 in round 1 for Complexity. Lotus 8, Ren, Wellis, and Nitrous. These guys have picked up a good couple of results here and there. Their most notable results in the qualifier for this regional was against Wassup, which is Life's team, and they also picked up a good win over Wurstel Stand and a decent win over Almost Nuts. All their wins actually are against opponents that didn't actually qualify for the regional. However, they did take Deleted to game 5. So they did have an easy run in their wins kind of thing, but still some wins that you need to be picking up if you want to qualify for the regional. They did a good job. I don't have too many hopes for them in this event. I just think that they're at a skill level below the rest of the teams. However, Ren, I think has qualified for I want to say his first regional ever. So massive congrats to him. And we'll see if he's a player that can make this a consistent thing in the following split from now. But they were close making it in Regional 2. Looks like they've improved every single regional, so maybe a team to look out for in the future for some consistent top 16s. For now, don't think they're doing too much. Complexity are a very strong team against players that are lower skill than them. They usually just kind of slap them around. So yeah, 3-0 for them. Pioneers versus Genji is a 3-1 for Genji in my opinion. Pioneers, JNAPS' last regional. Unfortunately, a massive career, an insane career. One of the longest careers out of any pro player ever. And it's a shame to see him play his final regional here. I don't think this was the right team in the end. And I don't know if they'll put much of a fight up against Genji. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't think they will. Genji, they're going into their last regional. They actually haven't had any bad losses to teams below them. They've won every single match that they've had against teams that are below them. They've struggled against 9 Lives, really being the kind of downfall of their split so far. We'll see if they can pick it up in this final regional. Yeah, they take round 1 though. Deleted Omelette. This is a close match because whilst I do think Deleted are the better team, I do think this is close. I'm going to give it in 5 to Deleted. Omelette are a decent side. They have picked up a good couple of wins in the playoffs. Sorry, in the qualifier against Strictly Business. That's really actually their only win. They then lost to Pirates on a Boat, who had a great qualifier. They lost that 3-1. They also lost to Space Station 3-0. So Never mind, they actually only had one good win. Yeah, I'm definitely going to give it to deleted. Do think it could be close. I'll give it in 5 just for the benefit of the doubt for Omelette. But I don't see a world, or I don't see it too likely that Omelette actually take the series here. Pirates 3-1 over Neville America Canada. Pirates have had a great qualifier. They 3-1'd NRG, okay, which is an insane result. They 3-0'd Evo. They 3-1'd Omelette. They dropped a series 3-1 against Shopify. That's a great qualifier. Yeah, there's nothing more to say. They look like they're in a good form. Neville America Canada, they probably squeaked through. They picked up a couple of Game 5 wins over 100x35 and Worstel stand. They dropped series to Genji and 9 Lives. They're a team that is probably one of the better top 16 sides, more consistent in making the regionals. However, they're not going to be picking up the wins over higher quality opponents. They did make top 8 in the last regional. That was mainly down to an easier bracket, but they absolutely deserved it still. That's just how the bracket fell for them, and they picked up the wins when they needed to. Don't have them beating Pirates. I think Pirates are definitely a step above them. 3-1 there. Complexity never struggle against Genji. 3-0 there. Deleted versus Pirates, I will give it to Deleted 3-1. I do like Deleted against these types of teams. Don't think they stand much chances. Many chances are rather against teams that are just simply higher in skill than them. Certain teams just don't. Like, you know, SSG, for example, on the other group, they're a team that can really drop games, drop series to lower teams. They can really take series and against the higher level teams too. Deleted, they don't drop too many games against the lower teams. They really struggle against the higher level teams. So yeah, 3-0 there in Complexity's favor. We're going to move on to the lower bracket. Lotus 8 versus Pioneers. We are giving JNAPS a series in this final regional. I do think they're the better side here. Not by a crazy amount, but yeah, I'll give it 3-1 in their favor there. Pioneers, actually, let me take a look at their qualifier run. They made it in round... They actually went 3-1. They dropped a game to Complexity, series, 3-1. They beat Little Step Bros, beat Evo, and beat Zookeepers. Not a crazy run in terms of their wins. Obviously, Evo's a great win. However, we know how their qualifier went. They just clearly played very poorly. But yeah, they look like they're beating decent sides and beating teams when they need to. Lotus 8, I think, are just slightly below them. And yeah, Pioneers, JNAPS gets a win in his final regional. We don't want to see him getting double knocked out. I do think they get knocked out here, though. Don't think it's particularly too close. I'm going to give it a 3-1 in Pirates' favor. JNAPS finishes 12th, unfortunately, in the final regional, but fantastic career all around, of course. Nothing to take away from him there. Neville America Canada versus Omelette. Ooh. I'm giving it 3-2 in Omelette's favor. I might be underrating Neville America Canada slightly in this regional, and I'm completely open to that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. They did make a top 8. I do think their bracket was a little favorable for them, but Omelette, I think, are just slightly better. 3-2. I think those guys are fairly close, though. Yeah, we'll see about that round. I'm going to give it in 5. Genji Omelette, I think Genji should be fine in a round like this, in a match like this. Genji, they really haven't lost to teams below them. They just haven't picked up any wins against any teams that are better than them. Again, I do think they'll win this one. I'm going to give it a 3-0 in Genji's favor here. We'll see who they get in the top 8. I think that for their last regional, you know, they're going into the last regional of the split. They have to win the regional to make the major. I don't think they have that expectation to do that. I don't think they should have that expectation to do that on themselves. And I think that means that they could play a little looser. I think they're a team that have struggled in the kind of matches that are very important to get through to put themselves in a good position. Mainly, you know, against 9 Lives in the first and second regional to be knocked out. Those are very important matches. They haven't had bad wins, although they did look quite poor, I would say, against 9 Lives in their last match that we saw them play to get knocked out of Regional 2. They just looked a little shaky kind of thing. We'll see if expectations are slightly lifted off their shoulders now that they're not in a great position. Maybe it can make them play looser, play better. We see it a lot. So yeah, we'll see for them. They do get through the group top 8, 3rd seed overall, Complexity deleted, top 2 seeds, Pirates to finish it out. Let's go into Group B. Okay, here we go. This is a horrible group. This is a very, very high level group, much stronger than Group A here. Ultimates versus Strictly Business to start us off. And if they win that, they probably play NRG. One of those teams is only one of those teams is getting through the top 6 in the uppers. So that's pretty rough. Ultimates, I think they'll be fine against a team like Strictly Business. Strictly Business have been slightly disappointing in the split. I thought they would do better. I thought they could actually be pushing top 8, top 8s really, top 10s at least. But they didn't make Regional 2. They got last in Regional 1. That was a tough bracket that they had, to be fair. But yeah, they didn't qualify Regional 2. We'll see if they can pull anything out in Regional 3. Ultimates is a tough first round. I think they will always just smash teams that are definitely a mechanical skill level below them. NRG 9 lives. I do have NRG winning here 3-1. 9 lives, let me see how their qualifier went, because they did drop a series. They dropped a series to Tech. Okay, so that's interesting. Tech are a team that obviously didn't sign up to Regional 2 because of issues, and they can play well. They are a solid team. That's Tech is Evo, Common, I'm blanking, Talk. Evo, Common, Talk. So these guys can play good. We'll see if they do it in the final regional. I think that could be an upset against Space Station. That's possible. We'll see though. Rebellion versus Gas. I do have Rebellion 3-0 here. Don't think that'll be all too close. But Gas making another regional, which is cool to see. Tech versus Space Station. This is a massive round. Because actually, I'm going to... I'll just show why. I think Ultimates will lose to NRG 3-1. And that puts the loser of this series down against Gas, which they'll probably win that and play Ultimates. One of those teams get knocked out in the top 12 rounds, basically. They don't make top 8. So we'll see what happens here. Tech versus Space Station. I think... I don't know. This is mad. This is like... Because Space Station, we know, have struggled. They have a really, really high ceiling. They have a really, really low floor. We saw that in Regional 1, and then we saw it in Regional 2. It's whichever version you're going to get. You know, like, are you going to get a great version or are you going to get a poor version? I have no idea how to predict this. In the qualifier, they looked pretty good. I would say, like, just not like... I don't know. They 3-0'd Step Bros, they 3-0'd Omelette, and they 3-1'd Wub Tub Pub as their wins. They dropped series to Complexity and NRG. That's a rough qualifier. To pull NRG in the 2-1 round, it's because NRG lost against Pirates on our boat in their first round, which shouldn't have happened. And that's why they pulled them in the 2-1 round. That's pretty tough. Their wins weren't great, but their losses weren't bad. So are they playing well? I don't know. I'm giving it 5. I'll give it to Space Station. Tech are going to be playing without too much pressure, though. No, I am going to give it Space Station, not 23 games, damn. 3-2 to Space Station. We'll leave it at that. Space Station, Rebellion, and we'll give them the top 6. I think they'll 3-1 Rebellion if they get through the first round, and I think they'll drop to NRG 3-1. Strictly Business versus 9 Lives. I am going to give it a 3-1 in favor of 9 Lives, and I'll give it a 3-0 for Tech here. Rebellion 9 Lives, I think one of these teams is getting knocked out of Major here. Major running. I mean, Rebellion are kind of in the Major running, like slightly if they play really well. It's unlikely. 9 Lives are in the 4th Major spot right now. I am going to keep on having them go through here. I think it could be close. I'm giving it in 5. 9 Lives don't play bad under pressure, though. Rebellion definitely do. So... yeah, 3-2 for 9 Lives here. Ultimates Tech. Okay, this gets scary. I do think Ultimates win. I think there is a chance that this could go badly because it's just a top 12 to top 8 match. Tech can play well. Tech can play well. I'm gonna give it in 5, and I'm giving it to Ultimates. That could be scary though. I think as long as Ultimates get through that round, they'll be completely fine. I think they 3-0 9 Lives, in fact, and move on. They just have to get through that round. It's just scary because if they lose there, there's actually, I think, a decent chance they still qualify, but they're obviously relying on a lot of results to go their way. I do think those results would happen, but it's scary. So the pressure will be on in that match. The pressure will be on up in this match as well. NRG, they won't have as much pressure. They've already won 2 regionals. They've already qualified. Of course, they're going to want to three-peat, so they're going to try their absolute hardest, but they won't have the same amount of pressure on them as Ultimates do in this situation. Yeah, we'll see what happens there, but I do have them making top 8 as 3rd seed. In the 1st and 2nd seed, NRG Space Station, 9 lives, rounding the group off. Let's move on to the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Okay, we've moved to the other side of the screen. I've flipped around so we can have a look at this playoffs bracket. Complexity vs Space Station, NRG Deleted are your top 6 to top 4 matches. Gen G 9 lives and Ultimates Pirates are your top 8 to top 6 matches in the lowers. Okay, Complexity Space Station. I think once Space Station get to a stage like this, they will be playing well, and if they are playing very well, I do give them the edge over Complexity. 4-2, 4-3. I'm going to give it 4-2 in Space Station's favor here. Yeah, I like Complexity. They play very good. I think if Space Station are playing near their high level, I think they are slightly better. NRG Deleted, 4-0. Gen G 9 lives for the 3rd time to be knocked out of the regional, unfortunately. For the 3rd time to be knocked out of the regional, I do have 9 lives getting through here, 4-2. Yeah, and that means Gen G are out top 8. That means they would finish, I don't know, probably like, we'll see, probably 8th overall. I want to say 9th in the split, 7th maybe at a push. We'll see overall in the points at the end, but that's pretty. They just keep losing to 9 lives when it matters. I think it could carry on going here, and yeah, 4-2 for 9 lives there, unfortunately, for Gen G. Ultimates versus Pirates. Ultimates would be completely fine in a series like this. Best of 7, it feels comfortable. I can see them dropping game 1 maybe, and then getting into the series comfortably. 4-0, 4-1 will give Pirates a game, but they go out top 8. Complexity 9 lives do have Complexity showing that they're just a better team. I think that 9 lives are a solid team. I do think they are not a step below, like half a step below. I think this region goes, NRG are just on their own. I think that Ultimates, Complexity, and honestly Space Station I would have at 4th are very, very close together. And I think 9 lives are just like half a step outside that. But they're kind of in a league of their own a little bit, and then it goes, you kind of Deleted, your Shopify style of and Gen G style of teams. But I do think Complexity are just going to show a little bit more class in this round, and 4-2. But 9 lives play good. 9 lives play well when it matters, really, from what I've seen. We're going to stick it at 6 though, 4-2. Deleted Ultimates, again, a 4. 4-0, 4-1, but I'll give him a game. I'll give him a game. Deleted just struggle against the top tier teams. They just don't have that kind of firepower in their roster to compete against the top teams. But they're very solid, you know. If you match them up against a kind of, I don't know, anyone else in this round that isn't like Complexity, NRG Ultimates, they could take it. Space Station, if they play bad, they could take those guys, and then anyone else they could take. Just don't think they match up against the top 2-3 teams in terms of mechanics, and they'll really, really struggle if those guys are playing like semi-solid. NRG Complexity do have NRG 4-1 here. They always look very comfortable against Complexity in the past. NRG are just the best team in the region. It's not really going to change in my eyes, and I do think that Ultimates are the second best, and they will I think they'll 4-2 Ultimate Space Station here. Although Space Station, they haven't lost in the regional yet. Actually, they did lose in the uppers against NRG in my predictions, but they haven't lost in an important series yet. They picked up some good wins. If they're playing good, it's not crazy to give it to them. Same as in Regional 1, they beat Ultimates 4-3. I'm going to flip it. 4-3 for Ultimates in this one. NRG Ultimates, boys, I think it's a 4-2 for NRG again. Look, I don't think that... I said it in my first 2 regional prediction videos. I don't think that NRG are just going to lose. I just don't think they lose when they need to in this region. We'll see if they can make it happen again. First, First Chronic and LJ. We'll see if they can pick up a win over NRG in the last regional. I don't know. I don't think so. But First Killer was playing out of his mind in the last regional. You know, they definitely looked like they were better than the first regional. And that was mainly because First Killer was playing absolute crazy. So if he keeps up that form, maybe. But it requires the team stepping up slightly. I don't know. 4-2 for NRG in this one. I hopefully, I'm actually fine with these results because I'd like to see Ultimates win, but I like seeing teams play really well for an extended amount of time. I like to see like dominance in outside of in certain teams, of course, when I'm not playing them. But NRG, I'd like to see them three-peat as well. So we'll see if they can pull it off. But overall, boys, let's have a look at the points rankings. Can you guys see this on your screen? You can. It's not very pretty. Hopefully you don't mind because it's just for a little bit at the end of this video. There's a bit of a white bar on the end of the screen, but it's all good. Overall, if we're looking at this column here, guys, this means that NRG top the region, perfect split, 45 points. Ultimates, 25 points in second. Complexity, 21 points. And Space Station at 17. 9 Lives are also at 17. So this is a tiebreaker. That means they play a series of best of 7. I'm not sure when they play that. I think it's straight after the regional. I'm pretty sure they do it straight after the regional, like maybe a 30-minute break, and then they play it, which would be crazy. I think this is likely to happen, by the way. I think this is more than likely to happen than not, I want to say. Actually, that's probably a lie, but like I think it's very likely to happen that Space Station tiebreak 9 Lives here. In that matchup, I think 9 Lives could take that, actually. I'm actually going to give the edge to 9 Lives in a tiebreaker situation, just based off the fact that 9 Lives, Chicago Hawks, so they've been there, they've done it numerous times, kind of thing in making the major, in qualifying in important situations, playing high-pressure matches. I think in tiebreakers, I've played a major tiebreaker against FaZe. We ended up winning that. It's more, in my opinion, it's more down to whoever makes the least mistakes, rather than whoever can play the best and make the best plays. Now, those sound very similar. They are very similar, but I think like in a lot of series, you know, who can have the highest peak and stuff like that is very important. In a major tiebreak, there's just a ton of mistakes. There's a ton of pressure. Both teams aren't going to be playing anywhere near their best. Whoever can keep a consistent level and hit the ball in a straight line, honestly, is going to win. I think 9 Lives, I backed them more to do that in the pressure situation, rather than the young team like Space Station, who have missed out on Regional 2, as we see here, and have a low floor, as we've seen in the split. I don't think their peak matters in a tiebreaker match. Okay, so the 4 teams that would qualify are NRG, Ultimates, Complexity, and 9 Lives in that situation. They go to the major, and yeah, overall, Delete finished 6th. Evo somehow finished 7th after missing the last regional. Rebellion at 8th. Genji are at 9th. Pirates at 10th to round out the top 10. And Gas actually slipping into the top 15 in the region, not even just top 16. They actually go 1 place higher, so that's cool to see. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Drop a like, drop a sub. Let me know what you think I got right. Definitely let me know what you think I got wrong, and we'll see who is correct in a few days' time when the regional starts. We're going to be watch partying all weekend. Make sure you join my Discord. Link is in the description for alerts when we watch party and to talk the RLCS results out in there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.